Breaking news today, request from families to Putin, bring back all mobilized soldiers from Ukraine. More than a year after being enlisted, the families of Russian soldiers who were mobilized have once again petitioned President Vladimir Putin to bring their loved ones home from the front lines in Ukraine. "We're against legalized slavery," stated members of Put Domoy, Way Home, a group of mothers and wives of soldiers who are demanding a stop to mobilization, in a video message shared on the messaging app Telegram. In September 2022, Putin announced a partial mobilization drive, and to augment Moscow's troop numbers in Ukraine, he recruited around 300,000 reservists. Activists and observers claim the military is still recruiting Russian men for the war effort, even though Putin announced the mobilizations end the following month without officially stating it in writing. Indefinite mobilization and the Russian government's disregard for the families and soldiers were condemned in last week's manifesto and petition by Put Domoy. The Mothers and Wives group demanded that Putin impose a one-year service limit on mobilized troops on Thursday. It was the group's belief that Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu would fulfill his promise to replace the mobilized soldiers with a contract army by the end of 2023. We were mistaken, though, according to Put Domoy, the video was released 1 week prior to Putin's direct line call-in show, where regular Russians can ask him to fix their everyday problems. On December 14, Putin said that he would reconsider each and every address for direct line. This must be acknowledged, the organization stated. Protests against the mobilization of Russian soldiers were staged last month in cities across the country by the mothers and wives of those soldiers. Moscow and St. Petersburg were among the cities where protest organizers were told they couldn't hold their rallies. An anonymous Put Domoy member named Maria Andreeva claimed to the independent news site Mobilized on Thursday that senior military officers had threatened their husbands with difficult conditions while serving as a form of reprisal for the group's actions. The Kremlin expressed its hope on Thursday that U.S. lawmakers will persist in blocking emergency aid requests to Ukraine from the White House, in the midst of a funding dispute between Republicans and Democrats over border security issues. Senate Republicans had previously voted down $106 billion in emergency funding, most of it destined for Israel and Ukraine, because conservatives were unhappy that immigration reforms, which they had wanted included in the package, were not included. Hopefully, there are still enough people with sober minds among American congressmen, reported Dmitry Peskov, a spokesman for the Kremlin, aiming to scorch the money of American citizens in the furnace of the Ukrainian war and groom American senators were among his accusations against the White House. The Kremlin has stated that in order to initiate peace talks, the United States must stop supplying weapons to Ukraine. According to President Putin, the Ukrainian military would be completely overwhelmed in just 1 week if the West did not intervene. While Biden has spearheaded the international coalition that supports Kyiv, Republican support in Congress has been on the decline, and the administration has issued a warning that additional funding for aid to Ukraine will be exhausted in weeks unless lawmakers take action.